Howdy folks, I'm Brian,
I'm Amber.
and here's some Reddit. Our first letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Making a Real-Life Pokédex of Girls at My University? And there is a content warning on this one. It does involve creepy stalkerish behavior. So freshman year of college, I began working on this project casually. I like to keep notes on women I talk to about their favorite things, activities that they enjoy, gifts/candies that they like, sappy stuff like that. I'm terrible at remembering things like that, so I decided to keep a spreadsheet. Eventually, after getting a handful of entries, I offhandedly mentioned it to my friend group. One had the idea to share it with them so we could all keep new entries as they caught different entries. So this expanded further. Right now, about 40 guys have access to it, and it's mainly the guys in my frat. And the women featured are girls from the different sororities. We also added more information, such as, like, where you should take them if you really want to impress them. We don't keep this information for any nefarious or scumbaggy reasons, just to help us know what to do if we want to impress certain girls. Like, the original idea of this was just to keep information like favorite color, so I didn't have to forget their favorite colors. Now it's helping a lot of guys. Somehow, a girl who was on the list found out, and she's mad. She eventually was able to trace it back to me, so I assume someone who was simping for her snitched when the Pokédex wasn't making the girl like him. So she's mad, and she made it out to be a guide to hooking up with women, when it's most definitely not that. It just makes impressing them on dates easier. That's it. She made a big deal out of this, telling so many girls around campus, and now they're all saying that by the start of the fall semester, none of them will be visiting our fraternity or going to our parties. Now all the guys are mad at me, when I'm not even the one who told the girls about the list, and they were all also using the list. I also think that it's unfair to say that the list was all about, adult fun time when it wasn't at all. Am I the jerk? Edit, I'm not a stalker. There was no information that could have been used to hurt someone, only to have a better date. And it isn't about adult fun time. I never use it for adult fun time. Alright, folks. What do you think, jerk or not the jerk?
Jerk, and also probably creep of the month.
Creep of the month. So, how I feel about this can be summarized in this meme I created. I'll leave this on the screen while I talk for a few. So, OP, yes, you are a jerk. I'm sorry, but this is true. You are doing what amounts to taking notes on people so that you can bed them easier, right? I mean, I know you're saying that this isn't about this, but what is the end goal of these dates, right? Are if you are really truly just interested in having a good date with someone, then you would be yourself, ask questions, and be truly interested in the party who you're going on a date with, and not need to have all of this information ahead of time in order to basically have a good date, whatever that is supposed to mean. And I mean, I think we all actually know what a good date is at the end of it all, right? You know what you're doing is wrong because you kept this secret, right? If you thought that this was fine and that this was a perfectly acceptable thing, then there would have been no need to keep it secret, and you knew that if it came to light, then people would be upset about it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So ask yourself this. Did you intentionally keep this secret so because you knew that at the end of the day, if it was revealed, that it would get you into trouble? If the answer is yes, then you already know the answer to this whole thing and you understand why this is so bad. And chances are that you do. Even if you say, oh no, I honestly thought that this would have been publicly available, because I told my frat friends. Well, there's a difference between telling a close group of mutually like-minded individuals who are willing to go to the same skeevy levels as each other than it is to tell the women in the group who you are using this for, right? Like, you knew that if just the way you refer to the one person who you think tattled, like, oh, he was just a simping for her or something like that, shows that you have a disdain for this individual who told this person because you knew what would happen if someone found out. So the evidence speaks for itself, in my opinion. Here, you knew what you were doing. This was wrong. So, yeah.
It's also dehumanizing.
Yes, you were treating this like a game. You're treating, dating and betting these women like it's a game.
Gotta catch them
Yeah,
all.
I gotta catch them all. You know what that sounds like? It sounds like you're trying to sleep with everyone on campus. That's what this sounds like. Doesn't matter at the end of the day whether or not you are trying to convince everyone that this was not meant for betting women. It was, right? Plain and simple. So, anyhow, take care, and I hope your fraternity gets dissolved.
Mm-hmm. Hope they lose their charter.
You're the jerk, but mainly for thinking that everyone is too stupid to see the real intention behind the list. There isn't a person on here who believes this list isn't for adult fun time or nefarious reasons.
Mm-hmm.
It feels important to note that even if this wasn't about adult fun time, which it clearly is, this would still be creepy AF and legitimately dangerous to the women involved. Someone could easily use that information to stalk or scam any woman on the list. If they wanted more than adult fun time, they would make the effort to learn about these girls like a normal, non-stalkery person. Also, I bet the guy who spilled the beans did it because she noticed he knew way too much about her. Because girls aren't stupid, we tend to notice when guys know things that they shouldn't. My second leading theory on this is that some guy left this open on their computer, and when she sat down to use the computer for some reason or another, or he had to open on his phone, she saw it and is like, what in the world is this? But probably not with such YouTube-friendly language. Our next letter is titled, Am I the Jerk for Walking Out in the Middle of My Husband's Birthday Dinner? My husband is a 30-year-old male and I'm a 27-year-old female, and we've been together for 3 years and married for 5 months. Our relationship has been without any problems up until the week before our wedding. My husband was very close friends with a woman, we'll call her Ava, that he has known since they were sophomores in high school. I never had a problem with Ava. I thought it was obvious that she and my husband were just friends. I mean, she had a long-term boyfriend and all, so I felt no jealousy or anything. I actually got along with Ava pretty well. We all hung out together regularly. But then my husband dropped a bombshell on me the week before we got married. I remembered he sat down with me and told me that Ava revealed to him that she had feelings for him and tried to convince him not to get married to me. She even broke up with her boyfriend of 6 years to prove that she was serious about my husband. My husband and I both cut her off. We uninvited her to our wedding, and neither one of us have been in contact with her since. It was my husband's 30th birthday yesterday. He just wanted to have dinner with the family and friends, so that's what we did. So we are at the restaurant eating when all of a sudden Ava walks in. She walks to our table and says that she didn't mean to intrude, that she was just getting dinner by herself, and then she saw us. She then wished my husband a happy birthday. I expect her to leave, but then my husband asks if she would like to join us. I look at my husband like, what are you doing? I'm visibly uncomfortable and irritated. I stand up and tell Ava that she can have my seat, and then I walk out and get an Uber home because I was absolutely not going to have anything to do with her. When my husband comes home almost 2 hours later, he immediately starts an argument with me. He tells me that I overreacted and acted immaturely. I asked him why he asked Ava to eat with us because I thought we were on the same page. He replies that he was just being nice and didn't think it would be a big deal because it's been a long time since he has seen her, so she probably doesn't have feelings for him anymore. And then tells me that I ruined his birthday. I'm still upset about it all. I don't think that I'm the one in the wrong. I mean, this woman literally tried to steal my partner. Am I the jerk? All right, folks, what do you think? Jerk or not the jerk?
Not the jerk.
OP, for goodness sake, you are not the jerk in this situation. She knew what she was doing. She probably got a tip from someone that there was going to be a birthday party for your husband at this particular restaurant, because what are the chances?
Yeah.
Right? So like you said, she has feelings for him, and your husband is either maliciously being naive or truly naive, but she's not just going to get rid of her feelings after a few months of not seeing your husband, right? She dumped her boyfriend of 6 years. 6 years. You have every right to be concerned here, OP, because I don't think she's over your husband. Something a little bit tells me that she is not over your husband. That's my thoughts.
Yeah. Show your husband this thread.
Yeah. Anyhow, take care and good luck. Not the jerk. It's been 5 months, not 5 years. Your husband is delusional if he thinks that she's genuinely gotten over him and his behavior was appropriate. Also, she just happened to be having dinner by herself at the restaurant where he was celebrating his birthday. Yeah, coincidence? I think not. Honestly, I wouldn't even care if it was 5 years. It's not like she told him 3 months into OP and husband dating. She told him a week before the wedding with the hope that the husband would cancel the wedding or at least have doubts about the marriage. It was a decision, not an accident. All right. Our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Not Giving My Mom $700 for her apartment? And this one was sent to me by the OP of this author looking for a little bit of advice. I ended up giving them some advice, but they also wanted me to read this, so we'll read it as well. I'm a 19-year-old female, and my mother, a 41-year-old female, is very entitled and demanding. She has recently got engaged to Steve a couple of months back and has been spending money on the wedding dresses that cost around $1,000. Now she and Steve are trying to get an apartment together. My mom called me and asked me for a favor to borrow $700 for the down payment for the apartment and not to tell anyone. I asked her why she couldn't get it from one of the men that she's talking to or her fiance, and she said that she couldn't and that no one could loan her any money. Background story: for me and my mother have never gotten along, especially throughout my childhood. For many reasons, like she often gave me to my grandmother and my aunt to raise me. Anytime I got into an argument with her, she would tell my dad, take the phone, and that she would call the police and I would have a criminal record, and or make sure that no one spoke to me. I even missed my grandfather's funeral because I didn't want to pull the garbage can down to the end of the driveway, so she didn't allow me to go. For these many reasons, plus more, I haven't even tried to get close to her, even though she's been trying to rebuild the relationship. It's always been her way or no way. She recently got the news that I'd gotten a second job and is now asking me to let her borrow $700, which at the moment I don't have. My grandmother says that she will not be talking to me if I give her the money. She said, let her and her fiance pay for it. That's not your job. After telling my mother I would not be giving her the money, she then asked, how could I do this to her? And if you can't do what I'm asking, I'm good. In other words, I'll have consequences later if I don't help her. I've talked to my boyfriend and he has told me that I need to stand my ground and not give her the money even though she said that she would give it back. I just keep thinking about the times when she has messed me over out of the money in the past. Would I be the jerk if I backed out? All right, folks, what do you think?
Not the jerk.
Yeah. So OP, I did give OP a long write-up of my advice in this situation, and I'll kind of summarize some of the highlights of that. So, first off, OP didn't actually agree to give money to their mom, it sounds like, right? Their mom is just assuming that OP is going to do this. And she's been rebuilding this relationship, I feel like, because she's trying to manipulate her daughter. This relationship between you and your mother, OP, is just toxic. And you need to listen to your grandmother and you need to listen to your boyfriend because they both have a good outside perspective here that if you do this, then this is going to cause you more harm and more heartache. And I really feel bad for you because I know how hard it is to have a parent who basically will try to manipulate you, and it's never a good situation. So I really feel like the appropriate thing to do here is to go low contact with your mom, if not no contact for at least a little while, so that she can have her own life away from you. It sounds like she kind of views you as an ATM. And the thing about loaning money to family members is that you can't ever expect to get that money back. You have to expect that when you loan money to family members, it's going to be a gift. Maybe you'll get it back, maybe you won't, but if you can't afford to lose $700 like this, then do not give her that money. So my advice would be to tell your mom, of course, that you got this second job because of the cost of living. Like, the cost of living has gone up, and that you have other expenses, and that your first job was not covering them, and that you don't have the money to spare, because you don't, OP. You do not have the money to spare. She is choosing to have an expensive wedding, and that's her choice. And then on top of that, she's choosing to get a new apartment. Where is she living now? Where is her boyfriend living now? Why do they need a new apartment on top of that? So that's kind of my thoughts here. Is it doesn't seem like they really need this money. It just sounds like they want this money because they are not willing to take the time to save for it. So that's really where I feel that this letter kind of stands, in my opinion. So anyhow, OP, take care. Good luck. I really hope things work out for you in the end. And my heart just goes out to you. Your mom should be taking care of you at this point in time in your life, not trying to tear you down. All right, folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I have a beverage of choice here. Amber has water. I don't get it. I don't get this joke. Sign outside the vet's office. Hospital zone, no barking. Oh, no. I said it aloud and then it just hit me. Oh no. It's terrible. It's the worst one yet. I have mint tea.
But cold tea today.
I do have cold tea. I've let the tea bag steep in cold water. Alright folks, that's all the time we have for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, consider giving me a like, and if you didn't, consider giving me a dislike. Thanks so much for watching. Happy Friday. We made it to the end of the week once more. Thank goodness. And many of you, I hope, enjoy a very long, very relaxing, long weekend. If you have one. And we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye.